Dust swirled in the dim light. Musty air hung heavy, carrying the scent of aged wood and forgotten memories. The antique shop was a sanctuary for the past, a place where time seemed to stand still. The antique shop was crammed with forgotten things. Shelves overflowed with trinkets, each with its own story. Old furniture, strange objects, and relics from bygone eras filled every corner, creating a labyrinth of history. In the corner, a mirror stood shrouded in a velvet cloth. It was an object of mystery, hidden away as if guarding its secrets. The cloth was thick with dust, hinting at years of neglect. Its ornate frame gleamed faintly, catching the dim light and reflecting it in a way that suggested hidden depths. The craftsmanship was exquisite, with intricate designs that seemed to tell a story of their own. It promised something special, something beyond the ordinary. The mirror seemed to whisper of hidden secrets and untold stories waiting for the right person to uncover them. A young woman named Sarah entered the shop. She was a seeker of stories, a lover of the past. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity as she stepped into the dimly lit room. She had always been drawn to places like this, where the past lingered in the air and every object had a tale to tell. She had a passion for the past. Vintage items fascinated her, each one a piece of history she longed to understand. She moved through the shop with a sense of wonder, taking in the sights and sounds. She was drawn to the veiled mirror. It stood out among the clutter, a beacon of mystery. She felt an inexplicable pull towards it, as if it was calling her name. Its secrets called to her. She could feel the weight of its history, the stories it held within. She reached out, her fingers brushing against the velvet cloth. "May I see it?" she asked the shopkeeper, her voice filled with anticipation. His eyes flickered with a strange knowing. He had seen many like her, drawn to the mirror's allure. With a nod, he moved towards the corner. He slowly removed the cloth, revealing the mirror's surface. It was more than just a reflection. It was a window to another time, another place. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she gazed into its depths, feeling the pull of its ancient magic. The mirror was beautiful. Its surface gleamed with a silvery sheen, though it was clouded with age. The glass seemed to hold 1,000 secrets, each one more intriguing than the last. The frame was a masterpiece of craftsmanship, with intricate carvings that told stories of a bygone era. It was a relic from a time when beauty and artistry were paramount, and every detail was crafted with care and precision. Its silver surface was clouded with age, giving it an air of mystery. The tarnish and patina only added to its allure, making it seem like a portal to another world. It was easy to imagine the countless faces that had gazed into it over the centuries, each one leaving a trace of their presence behind. The mirror seemed to whisper of forgotten times, of moments lost to history but still lingering in the shadows. But its intricate frame held stories. The delicate carvings depicted scenes of love and loss, of joy and sorrow. Each curve and line was a testament to the skill of the artisan who had created it. The frame was a work of art in itself, a beautiful contrast to the clouded glass it encased. It was as if the mirror was a window into the past, offering glimpses of a world long gone. It whispered of forgotten times, of secrets buried deep within its silvered surface. The mirror seemed to glow with a soft, eerie light, casting faint reflections of shadows that danced and flickered. It was as if the mirror was alive, a silent witness to the passage of time. The whispers grew louder, filling the air with a sense of anticipation and unease. "It's from a grand estate," the shopkeeper said, his voice a low murmur. "Some say it's cursed." His words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. The shopkeeper's eyes gleamed with a knowing look, as if he was privy to secrets that others could only guess at. He handled the mirror with a reverence that spoke of its value, both monetary and otherwise. "They say it reflects your darkest fears," he added, his voice barely above a whisper. "They say it reflects your darkest fears." The mirror's surface seemed to ripple and distort as if it was alive. Shadows flickered and danced, creating shapes that were both familiar and terrifying. It was easy to believe that the mirror held some dark power, that it could reveal the deepest, most hidden parts of one's soul. The shopkeeper's words echoed in the silence, a chilling reminder of the mirror's sinister reputation. Sarah dismissed his words as superstition. She was a practical woman, not given to flights of fancy. The idea of a cursed mirror seemed ridiculous to her, a relic of a more superstitious time. She waved away the shopkeeper's warnings with a laugh, confident in her own rationality. To her, the mirror was simply a beautiful object, a piece of history that she could bring into her home. She saw beauty, not darkness. The mirror's intricate frame and clouded glass spoke to her of elegance and sophistication. She imagined it hanging in her bedroom, reflecting the light and adding a touch of old-world charm to her modern home. The mirror was a treasure, a find that she couldn't pass up. She admired it from every angle, captivated by its timeless beauty. She paid for the mirror, eager to take it home. The transaction was quick, the shopkeeper's knowing smile barely registering in her excitement. She carried the mirror out of the shop with care, her mind already racing with ideas of where to place it. The mirror felt heavy in her hands, a tangible connection to the past. She couldn't wait to see it in her home, to make it a part of her life. She didn't see the shopkeeper's knowing smile. His eyes followed her as she left, a shadow of a smile playing on his lips. He had seen many people come and go, each one drawn to the mirror's mysterious allure. He knew the stories, the legends that surrounded the mirror. He knew that Sarah's journey with the mirror was just beginning and that it would be a journey filled with unexpected twists and turns. The journey back was filled with anticipation. Sarah drove carefully, the mirror safely secured in the back seat. The road was scenic, but there was an eerie quality to it, as if the landscape itself was aware of the mirror's presence. The trees seemed to whisper as she passed, their branches swaying in a ghostly dance. Sarah felt a thrill of excitement, mixed with a tinge of unease. She couldn't wait to get home, to see the mirror in its new setting. Sarah couldn't wait to hang the mirror in her bedroom. She imagined it reflecting the soft glow of her bedside lamp, adding a touch of elegance to the room. The mirror would be the centerpiece, a beautiful addition to her carefully curated decor. She could already see it in her mind's eye, a perfect blend of old and new. The anticipation was almost too much to bear. She imagined it reflecting light, adding elegance to her life. The mirror would catch the morning sun, filling the room with a warm, golden glow. It would reflect the beauty of her surroundings, enhancing the elegance of her home. Sarah saw the mirror as a symbol of her own taste and style, a piece that would elevate her living space to new heights. She couldn't wait to see it in place, to admire its beauty every day. She didn't know it would reflect something far more sinister. As the days passed, the mirror began to reveal its true nature. Shadows flickered in its depths, shapes that seemed to move and shift. Sarah started to see things in the mirror that weren't there, reflections of fears and anxieties that she had long buried. The mirror's beauty became a mask, hiding a darkness that was slowly creeping into her life. The whispers grew louder, filling her mind with doubts and fears. The mirror was no longer just a beautiful object, it was a gateway to a world of shadows and secrets. The mirror hung on the wall. Its presence changed the room. It felt colder, shadows seemed deeper. Sarah, however, remained oblivious. She stood before the mirror admiring her reflection. Or was it truly her? A flicker of movement caught her eye, a fleeting image, gone as quickly as it appeared. Her reflection seemed different. Was it her imagination? The dim light playing tricks? She shook off the feeling. Yet, a seed of doubt had been planted. The days passed. The unsettling events continued. Whispers seemed to emanate from the mirror's surface. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision. One night she woke with a start. A cold dread gripped her. The mirror glowed faintly in the darkness. A face stared back at her, not her own. Panic surged through her. She blinked and the face was gone. Had she imagined it? The line between reality and nightmare blurred. The mirror held her captive in its gaze. The face in the mirror became a recurring nightmare. Each night it grew more vivid, more menacing. It spoke her name, its voice a raspy whisper. Sarah's reflection changed too. Her eyes seemed hollow, her smile strained. The mirror was stealing her life force, replacing it with something dark and twisted. She tried to get rid of the mirror, but it wouldn't budge. It was as if it were a part of the wall now. Trapped. She was trapped. One night, Sarah reached out to touch the mirror's surface. A jolt of energy surged through her. She was pulled into the icy depths of the reflection. The world she knew vanished. She was in a dark, cold void. The only light emanated from the mirror's surface, and it showed her prison. The face from the mirror was there, smiling cruelly. It had been waiting for her. It had lured her into its trap. Sarah's spirit fought back. She yearned for the warmth of the living world, for the light, for freedom. With a surge of desperation, she slammed her fist against the mirror's surface. A crack spiderwebbed across the glass. Light flooded in. She could see her bedroom, hear faint sounds from the street outside. Hope flickered. With one final desperate push, she broke free. She tumbled back into her room, gasping for breath. The mirror lay shattered on the floor, its power seemingly broken. Relief washed over Sarah. She had escaped the mirror's clutches. But as she looked around, her blood ran cold. Something was wrong. Her reflection in the broken shards of glass. It wasn't her. It was the face. The menacing face from the mirror. It smiled, triumphant. The mirror hadn't been broken. It had merely transferred its hold. It had taken its true prize, her soul. The shattered mirror lay in the dust, its pieces scattered like the remnants of a broken soul. Each shard seemed to hold a fragment of a story, a glimpse into a past filled with sorrow and despair. The room, once vibrant and full of life, now stood as a testament to the passage of time and the weight of forgotten memories. Its power remained, a malevolent presence in the room. The air was thick with an unsettling energy, as if the very walls whispered secrets of the mirror's dark history. Shadows danced in the corners, taking on forms that seemed almost human, yet not quite. The sinister figure lurking in the dim light was a constant reminder of the mirror's cursed nature. Sarah was gone, trapped forever in the mirror's cold embrace. Her once bright eyes now reflected only fear and despair. She had been drawn to the mirror's allure, unaware of the fate that awaited her. Now, she was just another lost soul, her cries for help echoing in the silence, unheard and unanswered. Her fate stood as a chilling reminder of the mirror's true nature. It was not just a piece of glass, but a portal to a world of torment and suffering. The reflection it offered was not of the present, but of a twisted reality where the past and future intertwined in a dance of misery. Some reflections are best left undisturbed. The mirror's surface, once clear and pristine, now held a murky, almost sinister quality. It was as if the very essence of the mirror had been tainted by the souls it had claimed. The shadowy figure within seemed to beckon, a silent invitation to peer deeper into the abyss. For what stares back at you may not be human, but something ancient and hungry. The mirror's true nature was that of a predator, lying in wait for its next victim. Its cracked surface was a testament to the countless souls it had devoured, each one leaving behind a piece of their essence. The demonic face that appeared was a glimpse into the mirror's insatiable hunger, a reminder that it was always watching, always waiting. The antique shop stands silent, a place where time seemed to stand still. The dim lighting cast long shadows, creating an atmosphere of eerie stillness. Each item in the shop held a story, a piece of history that had been forgotten by the world, but none were as sinister as the mirror, which sat quietly, biding its time. The shopkeeper, with his knowing smile, dusts his wares. He was the guardian of the shop's secrets, aware of the mirror's true nature but bound by a sense of duty. His eyes held a glint of understanding, a silent acknowledgement of the mirror's dark power. He knew that it was only a matter of time before the mirror claimed its next victim. He waits for the next unsuspecting soul. The shop was a trap, a lure for those who were drawn to the mysterious and the unknown. Each customer who entered was a potential victim, their curiosity leading them closer to the mirror's grasp. The shopkeeper watched with a mix of anticipation and dread, knowing that he was powerless to stop the mirror's malevolent influence. For the mirror's evil is patient. It could wait for years, even decades, for the right moment to strike. Its reflection was a window into a world of darkness, a glimpse of the horrors that lay beyond. The stillness of the shop was a facade, hiding the true nature of the mirror's power. And it always claims a reflection. The mirror's hunger was insatiable, its need for souls never-ending. Each reflection it captured was a victory, a testament to its dark power. The glowing, ominous light that emanated from the mirror was a beacon, drawing in those who were unaware of the danger that awaited them. In the end, the mirror would always win, its evil presence forever haunting those who dared to look into its depths.